Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Lesson number 1, page 19, the alphabet. Respected students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we shall be looking at page number 19, and these are the letters of the Arabic alphabet. As you can see on page 19, there are 29 letters. The same way in the English alphabet there are 26 letters, in the Arabic alphabet there are 29 letters. The first letter is alif. Alif. Second letter, which is box number 2, is ba. Ba. In box number 3, the third letter is ta. Ta. Like in English we say T, the letter T. In Arabic is ta. Box number 4 is tha. Tha. The correct way to pronounce the letter tha in box number 4 is the tip of the tongue will touch the edge of the front 2 teeth here. So the edge of the front 2 teeth at the bottom, the tip of the tongue will touch that like this. Tha. Tha. Well done. Box number 5. Now before I mention box number 5, I would like you to look at box number 2, 3, and 4, which are the letters ba, ta, and tha. One thing you notice in these 3 letters is that in all 3 letters, the shape of all 3 letters, the shape is the same. The shape is the same in all 3 letters. The only difference in all 3 letters are the dots. In the letter ba, in box number 2, the dot is at the bottom. In box number 3, the letter ta, there are 2 dots on the top. And in box number 4, the letter tha, there are 3 dots on the top. So please keep this in mind, especially for the beginners. This is one of the ways you can recognize which letter is which, by remembering how many dots there are and where the dots are placed. Okay, let's move on to letter box number 5, which is the letter Jim. Jim is the same way in the English language you have the letter J. So example, you say jam, jam, the letter J. In Arabic, this is the letter Jim. Okay? The next letter is in box number 6 is the letter Ha. Ha. Ha is like the letter H, but a bit more heavy, a bit more stronger. And the letter Ha is pronounced from the middle part of the throat. Ha. Ha. And box number 7 is the letter Kha. Kha. The letter Kha is pronounced from the top part of the throat. Now, if you may have just realized that the way I pronounced the letter Kha was in a full mouth. Kha. One is Kha. Kha. But the correct way is Kha. Kha. Okay? So remember, this is a full mouth letter, the letter Kha. Now, these 3 letters, Jim, Ha, Kha. Okay, these 3 letters, if you have noticed already, all 3 letters have the same shape. All 3 letters have the same shape. The difference is that Jim has a dot at the bottom, Ha has no dot, and Kha has a dot on the top. Okay, so this is one of the ways to remember these 3 letters. That Jim has a dot on the bottom, Ha has no dot, and Kha has a dot on the top. Okay, Let's move on to the next two letters, which are in boxes number 8 and 9. So in box number 8, we have the letter dal, dal. The letter dal is pronounced the same way the letter D is pronounced in English. D. D for daddy. In Arabic, the letter dal, and for many children, their mother or father, they may even make a curry called dal. Okay, a lot of you may even eat the curry called dal. So dal in box number 8, this is dal. Okay, and the next letter in box number 9 is dhal. Dhal. Now, just to give you extra information about the letter dhal, a little while ago I mentioned box number 4, the letter tha. How was that pronounced? So the way that letter was pronounced was that the tip of the tongue touches the edge of the front two teeth. Tha. Exactly in the same way, letter dhal is pronounced as well. Dhal, dhal. Okay? And as you may see, these two letters, dal and dhal, they both have the same shape. The difference is that dal has no dot and dhal has one dot on the top. Let's move on to the next two letters. Box number 10 and 11. Box number 10 is the letter ra, ra. Okay, ra. In English, the letter R, R for radio, R for radiator. Okay, and this is the letter ra. Okay, and in box number 11, you have the letter za, za. This letter za in box number 11 is pronounced the same way as you pronounce the English letter, the last letter in the English alphabet, which is the letter Z. Z for zebra or zebra. Z. That is a sound. So in box number 11, you have the letter Z. Say Z. Okay? So Z and the letter Z is the same sound. Now, as you have noticed, the letter Ra and the letter Z, these two letters have the same shape. And the way to recognize Ra and Za and the way to know the difference between these two letters is that the letter Ra does not have a dot, but the letter Za has one dot on the top. Okay? Okay, let's move on to the next two letters in box number 12 and box number 13. In box number 12, this letter is called Seen. 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 It sounds like the letter S. Okay? Seen. And in box number 13, this letter is Sheen. Sheen. So box number 12, this letter is seen, which is like the letter S. But in box number 13, the sound is like SH. Sheen. Sheen. Okay? Now, again, these two letters, seen and sheen, they both have the same shape. But the difference is that the letter seen has no dots and the letter sheen has 3 dots on the top. Okay, let's move on, inshallah. The next two letters in box number 14 and 15. Box number 14 is the letter Sod, Sod, Sod. It's a full mouth. The same way, box number 7, the letter Ha, was a full mouth letter. This letter, Sod, is also pronounced with a full mouth. Box number 15 is the letter Dod, Dod, Dod. So 14 is Sod and 15 is Dod. And both of these letters have the same shape. The difference is, as you can see, that the letter Sod does not have a dot and the letter Dod has a dot on the top. Okay, so these two letters, Sod and Dod, they're both pronounced with a full mouth. So far we have come across 3 letters which are full mouth. Box number 7, Ha. Box number 14, Sod. And box number 15, Dod. Remember, these 3 letters are full mouth so far. But these are not the only letters. There are still a few more to come. Okay, let's move on to box number 16 and 17. Box number 16 is the letter Tho, Tho, Tho. Okay, and box number 17 is Tho, Tho, Tho. Again, how is the letter Tho pronounced? It is pronounced the same way as Tha and Dhal. Tho is also pronounced from the same place, the tip of the tongue touching the edge of the front 2 teeth, the edge here. But the difference is that this time we shall pronounce it with a full mouth. Tha and Dhal were empty mouth letters, but this one is a full mouth. This is the 4th full mouth letter. Tho, Tho. Sorry, this is the 5th full mouth letter. The 5th one, not the 4th. This is the 5th full mouth letter. The first one was Ha. The second one was Swad. The third one, Dod. The fourth one, Tho. And the 5th one, Tho. Okay? So 5 letters we have come across so far which are full mouth, and always they are pronounced with a full mouth. Okay, moving on. Let's do the next 2 letters. Box number 18 is Ain. Ain. Ain is again pronounced from the middle part of the throat. If you may remember, I also said a little while ago that in box number 6, the letter Ha, Ha is also pronounced from the middle part of the throat. Likewise, this letter in box number 18, the letter Ain, is also pronounced from the middle part of the throat. The next letter, box number 19, is the letter Ghain, Ghain, Ghain. Full mouth. Ghain, Ghain. Okay? This is pronounced from the top of the throat. Ghain and Kha. Box number 7 and 19. Kha and Ghain. Both of these letters are full mouth, and both of these letters are pronounced from the top part of the throat. So this is the 6th full mouth letter, the letter Ghain. Let's move on to box number 20. Fa. Fa. Fa is pronounced like the letter F in the English language. Fa, a very easy letter to pronounce. The next one is box number 21. Qaf, Qaf, Qaf. This is the seventh and the last full mouth letter in the Arabic alphabet, the last one. Qaf. How is this letter pronounced? It is pronounced the extremely back end of the tongue, the extremely back end of the tongue, where the tongue starts from back of the mouth, when it touches the top of the mouth, the palate. When the back end of the tongue touches the top of the mouth, which is called the palate, when these two touch, qaf is pronounced. Okay? Qaf is like a heavy Q. Not just the Q, the letter Q, but a heavy version of the letter Q. Qaf. Okay? And the next one is box number 22 is the letter kaf. Okay? Like the letter K. K, this is kaf. 21 was qaf and 22 is kaf. No pressure at all. Kaf, kaf. Okay? Box number 23 is lam. Say lam. This sounds like the letter L in English. L, lam. Okay? Box number 24, meme, meme, meme. This sounds like the English letter M, M. The next letter is box number 25, noon, noon, noon. This sounds like the English letter N. N for nanny or N for November. Okay? Box number 26. Ha. Say ha, ha, ha. This is like the letter H in English. The letter H. Now, in the beginning of this lesson, I said that in box number 6, the letter ha, this letter was like a heavy H. But in box number 26, this is like a normal H. Ha, ha. No pressure at all. Ha. The letter ha is pronounced from the bottom part of the throat. Say ha, ha, ha. Okay, there should be no pressure at all. A very easy letter to pronounce. The next letter is box number 27, the letter wow, wow, wow. And the next letter in box number 28 is called Hamza. Say Hamza. This letter is called Hamza. And the last letter is box number 29 is the letter Ya, like the English letter Y. This is Ya, Ya, like Y for yellow. When you say yellow, it starts with the sound Y, yellow. And this letter in box number 29 is called Ya, Ya. So we have just covered all the letters of the alphabet. I hope this video is helpful, and more importantly, I hope you practice as pronouncing the letters in Arabic, especially when we read the Qaidah, and more importantly when we read the Quran. Pronunciation of every letter is very important. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for all of us to understand and to read the Qaidah and the Quran correctly, so that we may gain the full and maximum reward. Please practice every letter, and inshallah, I'm very sure that you will succeed, and inshallah, you will be moving on to the next level very, very soon and very quickly. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.